What up, YouTube? It's your girl Dee. Welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video for you guys. Now, this video clip is of Piers Morgan rage quits after his wife embarrassed him online, you guys. This video was very, very interesting. I saw this on MTR's channel, so shout out to MTR. I want to react to him talking about this because I thought this was interesting. So what better way to try to figure out and be nosy as to what's going on is to see what MTR is saying about it and see what's transpired on this one. So shout out to MTR. Let's go ahead and get into what is happening, child. Here we go.
Harrison.
Exactly. That's
so making yourself look an even bigger idiot than you did on the Netflix show.
Oh, really? Really? Yes. To people like you, sir, I don't mind that. You make yourself look like an idiot every single day when your wife is at home posting pictures that you're out and she wants to get used like a toy by a big black man who's cleaning her car. Is that why you have a problem with me? Is that why you're pushing this homophobic narrative? Because I'm the big black man that shagged your wife while you are on holiday.
Goddamn. Ooh, this one is disgusting, but we got to be able to go through it. Tell me how Piers Morgan just rage quit his own show. how your producer set you up like that? How you go rage quit your own show interviewing somebody else? But it just goes to show you that as a man, if your affairs are not in order, right? Like, you can't throw stones from a glass house. Because we just did content, I want to say this is like 2 or so months ago, where somebody did a social media deep dive into Piers Morgan's wife, and it proved that Piers Morgan should not be critiquing anybody who does content in the men-centric space.
This says ex-users dig up old tweets of Piers Morgan's wife emasculating him. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me know if y'all knew any of this or you had any knowledge of this. Let me know in the comments below because I had no knowledge of any of this. Trust me. Let's continue.
Emasculating him. So here goes one of the first ones, and this is his wife's name, Celia Warden. All right, she is a public figure as well. You'll see that blue check mark. I believe she's also a journalist, sort of like her husband. Nevertheless, when the husband's away, Mr. Suds comes to play. Hashtag you missed the spot. Everyday sexism, not an object, but I want to be. Speedo, Hollywood Life, Hawaiian Tropic. Obviously, this is not Piers Morgan. Lord knows who this man is, but just saying anybody is in front of your wife's smartphone wearing a Speedo as she flirts with him on her public Instagram. Dang. Let's move on. So this one right here, I don't know if this is actually a book, but it says Why We All Need a Boyfriend, a Best Boyfriend by Celia Warden. I think this is actually just some image that was created in order to troll Piers, but wait, it gets worse. Looks like it's from her story posted an hour ago.
One thing led to another, and whoops, this is his wife? Hey, let's continue.
One thing led to another, it says, and whoops, in bed with Rupert. Another thing to note here is similar to Akash, Piers Morgan's wife is 10 years, at least 10 years younger than him. It is wild to me that 50-year-old women, but it makes more sense when you realize that their feminist girl bosses are out here making jokes like this while in a marriage. But wait, it gets worse. My husband, Piers, won't let me have male friends because he's convinced that they just want to have S with me. And we're gonna go over this male friends article, as well as she actually joined Ashley Madison, right? That website that provides a space for people who are married to cheat on their spouses. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. So she joined, so she's out here looking, to get, ran through by some younger specimen or something. She allegedly wants, she wants more than just Piers, is what it looks like, y'all. Baby, who knew? I knew nothing of the source. Wow, this is new information to me, y'all, but it's very interesting and juicy, I will add. Let's continue.
Madison, we'll go over that as well here in a few. Let's see what else is in here. Celia Warden's Instagram account says, if anyone's distracting enough to make you slice off your own head, it's Mr. Lowe. Don't rush home, Piers. The gut punch. She's in 2 marriages at least. One with Piers and one with the streets. Let's move on. Oh, is that not Lenny Kravitz? No, Lenny got her. Reading Lenny's brilliant memoir and thinking back to a sunny Saturday in Paris, he'd taken a 3-year vow of abstinence at the time. Shame. What is this? Disgusting work, Piers. Your wife is over there fantasizing about pool boys and BBC.
Listen. This is embarrassing, to say the least. Like, she really don't give a damn. She really don't care. She's just laying it all out there. Now, some could say, oh, she's just joking. But to be married and then, you know, that's poor taste. That's not something you do as a wife. But I mean, their relationship could be toxic as hell. And because it clearly it is, because she's out here referencing these men like she's hot in the pants and she wants somebody else and not her husband. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up divorced. You know what I'm saying? Because that's embarrassing. That really is.
Celebrating men, but also hating women. Also spoken and written a lot about how the Manosphere influencers filled a very real vacuum of male role models.
Okay.
They've given many young men an outlet for their frustrations.
He's talking about the Manosphere. So this is what Piers is responding to, the Manosphere. I think the Manosphere documentary, I think that's what it is. So I think that's what he's referring to. And this guy must be a part of it, y'all. Let me know if you know for sure. I think he is. Let's continue.
A culture which they think talks them down and blames them for everything, even as they become poorer, lonelier, dumber by every available measure. In my view, the likes of Andrew Tate have not always wielded their huge influence responsibly. I've told him that to his face multiple times.
Sure.
Yeah.
Commonly deny Harrison.
The real problems they've exploited. Louis Theroux's new documentary, Inside the Manosphere on Netflix, puts a different spin on things. Many believe it's a cultural watershed. Instead of the brainstorming hubris and bullish ambition we've come to expect, the stars of the show are depicted as shallow, insincere money grabbers, whose only real motivation seems to be social media clout.
Okay.
There's no doubt that many young men find all these people highly entertaining. It's Harrison Sullivan, better known as HS Tiki-Toki, who joins me now.
Hello, Piers.
What do I call you? Do I call you Harrison? Do I call you HS? Do I call you Tiki-Toki? What do I call you?
You can call me anything, whatever you'd like. Harrison, HS, whatever you feel more comfortable with, Piers.
Let me call you Harrison, because your mother calls you Harrison, right?
Yes.
I'm just curious why you did the show. Did you not know Louis Theroux? Did you think it would be something else? Are you pleased with the way you came over?
So I had no idea who Louis Theroux was. The morning that he was coming around, I had some of my team come to me and go, do you realize what this is? Do you realize who he is? I wasn't asked, and I'm still not bothered about it, you know? Some people might think it was a mistake going on. Me, I thought it was a very, very fun experience.
And when I was watching the Netflix show, I was just curious what you want that influence to be. Right? Because your mother's in the show, and we'll come to quite an amusing clip where she talks about me, actually. She doesn't want you to do this interview, I think, was the bottom line. So you're defying your mother again, and we'll come to that. But your mother's, you know, I was watching her, and I was watching you interact with them. I actually knew your father a bit back in the 90s. Victor Abugu, who was an England rugby player. Met him a few times.
Your friends?
Watched him, and we can come to that as well. You know, and I'm just curious how somebody whose mum is like that, whose dad was like he was when I knew him, how somebody ends up thinking that the key to life, that the joy of life, the satisfaction of life comes from rage baiting people in their DMs, rather than something a little bit more, you know, I hesitate to use words where your fan base will go, oh, shut up, granddad, you don't get it. But is there not more to life to be achieved than rage baiting morons in their DMs?
I mean, it's a good question, but I believe that this young man streams on Kick, where conflict seems to be the meta right now. And Piers Morgan and most of the world grew up in a time where you could not monetize content across the internet, or a lot of us grew up without even the internet until we got old, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a good point that MCR has made. Yeah, we didn't grow up with the internet. So, you know, it's sort of a new thing for some people. And also the things and the content that is being pushed on these social media platforms is sort of a new thing. So people, it's almost like a new awakening or something that's occurring, because now people can say and do what they want in real time, and sometimes with no filters. And so people are more empowered to say certain things that you wouldn't normally see on social media, and do things that they couldn't do at a point. So now it's almost like, you know, it's free range. Like you have free range to kind of, you know, put what you want out there. And this is why you see so much of so many things that seem weird to us on social media, because we come from a time where none of this was, you know, we couldn't do it and it was not permitted. So now the people who have this opportunity to do it, they're doing it. And some of us are scratching our heads like, wait a minute, what the hell, what's going on now? Is this allowed? Is this okay? You know, and so you see just all types of stuff out here that you wouldn't normally see. So I agree with MTR on that. But let's continue.
Because that is the idiots that I've attracted from the mainstream coverage with the documentary. But there's a lot more to life. For me, the main thing in life is making money, being healthy, and enjoying that money with my family and having great experiences. The experiences that I have now, since I've come back from Mother's Day, whatever, with my mum in the last, 5-6 years since I've been on social media, have been great. And they're the things that I'll be looking back on when I'm 60, 70 years old. You know, the nice dinners, the nice weather, just the nice times that I've shared. So I don't think the beauty of life is rage baiting in my comments. But you know, when I'm sat there and
what do you actually want your younger male followers to end up being like? It's a genuine question.
Here's the thing. I talked about him on the left, but like Piers Morgan does the same exact thing. It's conflict content. He thrives on provocation, hot topics, and controversy. And it doesn't make it any better because he does it from a suit.
Yeah, that's true. It's almost like the pot calling the kettle black. Anybody who's on social media and you're even giving opinions or pushing content that has anything to do with these types of things, you are a part of it. We could all, myself included, like we could all be looked at and say that we're a part of a problem or a more systemic issue. It just depends on how you look at it. But we're all pushing content, reacting to certain things, salacious topics and this and that, because it's clicks and views for everybody, even Piers Morgan. So everybody has an agenda, you know, whether one is more salacious than the other, it's all an agenda. You may have an interest in what you're talking about or you might be trying to push a narrative or prove a point or give tips or whatever it is, but it all is covering a lot of the same type of material in one way, shape or form. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
In the Netflix show, what I saw was a guy who says, look, on the one hand, if I had a daughter who did only, I'd disown her.
Okay.
And yet you are directly involved in promoting a load of women who are on OnlyFans, right?
You're a smart man, right? You wouldn't be in this position if you weren't a smart man. You can answer that question yourself. You know exactly why I'm promoting girls. I'm not even actively promoting any right now, but you know exactly why I'm doing it. You don't need to ask me that question.
Yeah.
There you go. So why are you asking a question you already know?
No, I'm not.
It's a very, very easy answer.
You're missing my point, Harrison. I'm not disputing that you are making money or you're perfectly entitled to. I'm just curious why you would want to send a message to young men you're trying to be influential over, to the extent where you want them to part with money to be like you. And on the one hand, your message is OnlyFans is awful, these girls that do it are awful. But on the other hand, you're making money promoting them. It's hypocritical.
Look, I think OnlyFans girls can do what they want, you know? I'm not bothered. It's the same way I think people can be gay if they want. I'm not bothered. When it comes into my family, where I have control over the situation, that's where I'll dictate what happens. So it's a very valid point that I don't want my daughter to be on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I don't want my daughter to be in the red light district in Amsterdam. But if I went to Amsterdam and I was walking down and I saw a Colombian 9 out of 10, would I go in and visit? Well, depends how many drinks I had that night. But that doesn't mean I necessarily agree with it or would like that girl to be my daughter or would raise my daughter like that. Makes perfect sense.
And if you had a son who turned out to be gay, you would disown him, you said?
No, my actual life ambition, right, genuinely since young, is to grow up, make money, retire my mum, meet a nice girl from a good family, then have a gay child who the guys. That's what I want. So I genuinely want that. I also want him to go out on the weekend and put makeup on and dance around in the gay strips.
Listen,
no, I want that.
I can hear your fan base cheering you on. I know what you're doing. It's the double down, treble down. In fact, I saw some of your post on social media before you did this interview. I'm going to own everything. I'm going to double down.
Yeah, that's the
I'm
meta.
going to play that game. Fuentes did that a bit with me. And you know what I think?
Do you know what, bro? There's not a game.
By the way, I'm not your bro, Harrison. Call me Piers. I'll call you.
What, you don't want to be my bro?
I don't really want to be your bro, mainly because I have two bros of my own. One of whom was an army.
Piers is not wrong in this specific point. It's obviously a contradiction. If you're going to promote and then not want your daughter to be a whore, right? Like, what's really happening here is this prioritization due to greed, right? He's going to do this as quick and as fast and as hard pause as what he can, make as much money so that he can do whatever else that he wants within life. The interesting thing is that you can be a direct contradiction, right? You could be living a life of obvious hypocrisy, and today, as long as you own it, you can build an audience that just doesn't give a shit about it. And specific to the Manosphere or men-centric spaces, whatever it is that you want to say it, there's content creators out there that actually give a shit about the proliferation of like men's thoughts, right? Or like, tagline on my channel is restoring power to men. There's those of us that say one thing and they live their lives the same way and they try to be accountable, right? But like, there's others that just simply do not, and they appeal to the much younger generation. We've all heard stories of like the whatever podcast or the Fresh and Fit podcast. The girls go up on there and they get on, but then their OnlyFans subscription goes up 3,000%. You're giving these thoughts a platform, and you find out that people are willing to sacrifice themselves for the attention economy, which can be very lucrative. Now, is this a necessary evil? Probably, because you can't stop it. And as long as you can't stop it, you're going to have content creators that are going to be on every side of the coin, depending upon, whatever their particular goals are. Anyway, let's skip a little bit further ahead to where it's a little bit more entertaining.
Come on and say, oh, I'm homophobic and try and really push that point when I wouldn't say I'm homophobic at all.
I understand that, but I'm curious why you don't think disowning a child for being gay is homophobic.
What I do with my children is up to me. What I do with my children is up to me.
Of course.
Okay?
Of course.
I don't agree with you going to Epstein's Island and having freak-offs with Ghislaine Maxwell and the rest of them. But I don't need to bring it up because this is about misogyny and everything like this.
Harrison,
okay?
Just to
Okay?
calm.
I don't agree with that,
Just
sir.
to be clear.
Freak-offs on the island.
Yes, nor do I. And as is a
Are you
stated
sure?
fact.
Are you sure?
Do you want to keep doing this? You'll make yourself look very stupid.
Are you sure, Piers?
That I've never been to Jeffrey Epstein's Island, I'm 100% positive. I never met the man, never went to his island, and met Ghislaine Maxwell for 5 minutes at a book launch. If you've got any supplementary
Mentioned a lot of times.
No
mentioned
problem.
a lot of times in there, sir.
I have no problem. You're not, I don't think, if I say this very respectfully, I don't think you're very well informed about things like that, or you wouldn't go there, because it's...
Why are you in the files?
Why don't you check the 27 references to me in the files?
Why are you in the files, sir? Very close to these types of people.
Go and check.
Okay, let me pause it for a second, baby. So this took a left turn. MTR sped it up. It took a left turn, baby. Ooh, these conversations get messy. And I'm trying to figure out, like, so is this, it's all about this Red Pill documentary, and I'm assuming he's in it. And, Piers is just questioning his motives and what's going on and the contradictions within it. The fact that you would disown your son if he was, the GAY, and you don't want your daughter to be on OnlyFans. But you're kind of saying he'll promote that type of stuff and then teach certain things to his audience that directly contradicts his own lifestyle. So I guess that's what Piers is pointing out, and that's what it's all about. He's talking about, I guess, what's being said in this documentary that he doesn't agree with. And the guy is here to, I guess, defend himself and his position and his stance. So that's what it is. So yeah, let's continue.
And all your followers, the great thing about the Epstein files, you can put somebody's name in and you can
like to compare me to Tate and Myron and everyone else. So
Harrison,
because my name is close to them in the Manosphere. But if I compare you to Epstein and Maxwell, you have a clear problem with it, sir. You compare me to Myron and all the others in this homophobic, misogynistic, whatever world. I'm comparing you to Epstein then, because you're in his files.
Harrison.
Exactly.
You're making yourself look an even bigger idiot than you did on the Netflix show.
Oh, really? Really? Yes. To people like you, sir, I don't mind that. You make yourself look like an idiot every single day when your wife is at home posting pictures that you're out and she wants to get used like a toy by a big black man who's cleaning her car. Is that why you have a problem with me? Is that why you're pushing this homophobic narrative? Because I'm the big black man that shagged your wife while you are on holiday.
Goddamn.
Okay? We can all have a push and a shove, sir. Let's go back to talking about the documentary and less of the homophobia.
Do you know what? Here's what I think about you. I watched the documentary. I think you're a
we about to crash out, Piers. Yo, the look on Pierce's face as he is getting whooped is correct. I don't know if I've ever seen Piers take L after L like that before. But the analogy there is valid as hell. And it's kind of sort of like the low IQ thinking of even the Netflix documentary itself. They call it Inside the Manosphere. It should be called Inside of the Lives of Four Men That Do Men's Focused Content, because in order to sell or get clicks, they went to the most viral, the most extreme versions, but then they call it Inside the Manosphere when it doesn't represent everybody's thoughts. So the comparison holds up. If you're going to compare his thoughts to an Andrew Tate, then why can't we compare your thoughts to a Jeffrey Epstein? But let's listen to the crash out.
About you. I watched the documentary.
Okay.
I think you're a
hello.
I think you're a sexist, misogynist, homophobic twerp who got exposed in a global way by Netflix, by Louis Theroux, for what you are. You're a little half-wit, and you'll make your little followers
don't get rattled.
a little laugh
Don't get
and everything
rattled.
else. But I don't see any point wasting. There's no point me wasting my time talking to you. Is there? What's the point?
Exactly. No, do you know what? Let's chill it down then, because what I just said, there's 50 more things that we can have a stupid back and forth and try and one-up each other.
I don't
just
care
talk
about
to me
your silly
normally.
insults.
Talk to me normally.
Talk to me normally. I don't care about your silly insults.
But what do you mean you don't care? What do you mean you don't care? What I said is fact. I have a picture of it. I can flip it around and show you right now.
I couldn't care less about your silly little insults. It's like a 2-year-old. Why would I care?
Grab it.
A 2-year-old. Listen, sir, I don't know why you come on and you talk like you're holier than thou. As soon as you're away,
right,
who's this?
Oh shit!
Applications are open.
Not the pool
That's your
boy.
ting, bro. That's your girl.
That's your ting.
Cooked.
Oh my
Cooked.
God.
You know what? I'm not doing this story, guys.
Oh my
It's
God.
pointless.
Oh,
Cooked, baby.
snap.
Cooked. Didn't show her the. She showed him the photo with the pool boy. It's crazy.
Hey, Adam, switch in just back.
Dog.
Tell him to come back on and we'll chill it out. Tell him to come back on and we'll chill it out. But it's like, stop pushing this homophobic bullshit. You want to look holier than thou. Like, stop all that.
Damn, Gina. Oh my God. So he pulled out a picture. He said that was his wife on that picture. Oh my God. Now that, along with what the wife was posting earlier in the video, is just embarrassing. So Piers got the hell out of Dodge. He say, hell to the no, you not gonna handle me like this. I gotta get out of here. It's too hot in this kitchen. I can't do. I've never seen him walk away like that. I certainly never seen him get up and leave like that. But it was a sensitive topic. It went off the rails and he couldn't take it. And I mean, child. And I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of this? What's your thoughts on it? Chime in the comments, comment, like, subscribe, hype the video up, hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content, y'all. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.